Number 3 asks, and it's from Cora as well, it says, what PR tools do companies use to rebuild an image? I'm making the assumption that you're talking about when someone has fallen from grace or you're in a crisis situation, what tools PR companies use. And, we've got 2 really very recent and good examples. I think Jim has his favorite one first.
Yeah, I was looking to see if this question came from definitely not crockpot.com. So we're coming off of Super Bowl Sunday, and there was an episode of a show I'm told is pretty popular called This Is Us.
We need to do spoiler alert in case someone hasn't seen it, because I almost got slapped by my wife for telling her this.
I'm not into the show. Our cameraman is plugging his ears. Plug your ears now. If you like the show This Is Us, it's not for me. But okay, so the Crockpot
let's just say Crockpot does something.
Crockpot plays a pivotal and very negative role in this episode of the show. I'm a fan of Crockpot. I love them, so that's kind of painful to see. Apparently Crockpot got some kind of advance notice, or they had a plan in place. More likely they had a plan in place. Mm-hmm. And gosh, a week or 2 ago, long before the episode aired, Crockpot was preemptively getting their messaging out on social media.
Mm-hmm. And started their first Twitter handle.
Yep, they actually started the Twitter account to save themselves, because the negative press they started getting even a week ago was not what you want. It was really bad. Boycott
Crockpot was a trending hashtag on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, because I do like a good Crockpot meal. So Crockpot, they weren't combative. They were empathetic to their community, which I think is very important. They didn't minimize anyone's feelings. Mm-hmm. They came out with some very good, very almost gentle messaging. Mm-hmm. And also they backed it up with facts, which was that the way the Crockpot was portrayed in the show, they said had never happened as far as they knew. Not a single instance of that. So I don't know when they'll know the results, if they'll know how successful they were. They're part of a very big company, but hopefully they were able to stop people from throwing out their perfectly good Crockpots. Really.
And if you have a Crockpot that you no longer want, Jim will take it. All of the Crockpots.
Actually true, yes. I will take another Crockpot.
Another great example that a lot of people who are younger in the audience will resonate with and understand is Logan Paul. So I don't want to get into the what Logan Paul did. Essentially, he created a YouTube video. The video was less than tasteful, let's say, and it outraged a lot of people. It outraged mainstream media, the YouTube community. It made a lot of people very upset and very angry because it was a insensitive video about a very sensitive topic. So the funny thing about this is you can basically predict what you're going to do when you fall from grace. Philip DeFranco put out a whole video on this where he called a play-by-play of what Logan was going to do. He was going to take some time to be by himself, to reflect, to think about what he has done. He's going to create a very touching and moving emotional video, and he's going to make a donation to a nonprofit or a campaign to promote, in this case, suicide awareness and suicide prevention. And then he's going to go on with his life. And really what hinges on, there's very few things you can do when you mess up, especially on that large of a scale. The best thing you can do is just own up to it. Say, I'm sorry, I messed up, I had a lapse of judgment. Please, I hope that in time you can forgive me. And then make the donation, take your licks, and then the best thing, and this is not a PR move, but this is just being a good human being move, just learn from it and don't do it again. The best PR stunt you can do is change behavior. So, we'll show that. Joe will do some cool editing here.
Most likely we're going to see one of two things happening, maybe a hybrid. One, Logan Paul coming back saying he learned his lesson.
Most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
And then throwing himself into maybe a charity or donation or doing something with a cute kid is meant to show that he's trying to learn and be a better person. Bonus points if in that video, when he's being real with you, if there's sad or sympathetic music. Double bonus points if it's just piano.
From this point on, I want to make an effort to contribute and immerse myself in the conversation, so I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations.
It's really quite comical, how Philip DeFranco called literally every step of the way what he was going to do, and you can see it from a mile off. But take your licks, say you're sorry, do not fight the media, do not fight people who are upset with you. The worst thing you can do in a 48-hour news cycle is to continue to be put into that news cycle. Just delete your accounts for a day or two. apologize, and then move on is really the best thing you can do there.